All right, I'm Walt Tanner,
And I'm Sarah Ellen Edwards.
and we are back for a special COVID-19 Capstone cast. However long we're in quarantine, we heard that you guys need some entertainment because you've ended Tiger King. You've watched everything else you can on Friends is over for the 10th time. So we thought we'd give you a little entertainment.
Yes, we do find ourselves to be very entertaining, so we hope you find us to be entertaining as well. I haven't actually seen you in the flesh.
I mean, it's been over a month.
It's been over a month. I mean, like I saw Chris because he gave me communion.
Right.
Did he tell you I cried?
Yeah, we had numerous people cry when we gave out communion. If you don't know, we gave out on Monday, Thursday, we had drive-through communion where we gave people to take it. And we gave out like 200 little communion cups, but numerous people cried, especially when we prayed for them.
Yeah, I cried as I approached because my friends were in the parking lot, and we had gotten some bad news about something that was going on with a friend just like at 4:00. So I was pulling at 5. So it was just like, once the tears start for me, like it
Waterworks.
doesn't.
There's no stop.
I can see a billboard and it's just going to keep going.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
You are probably dehydrated in your eye region. Let's be honest. Your tear ducts are dried up. Chris, I said, does this happen to all the girls when they come through the line? And he said, well, a lot of people have cried today. He said, are you really okay? Because the first thing he said was, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And I was smiling. And then he said, are you really okay? Or is this like residual tears? I said, oh, this is residual tears. This is not really for you. Sorry. I said, I started crying earlier today. I just can't stop. So I did read the Jesus Storybook Bible, like the Monday, Thursday part and the Last Supper to my children right before we went, because they were not taking communion, but I wanted them to know why I was taking it. And so that book makes me very emotional. It's really good.
It's a good one. We suggest it for everybody.
For all ages.
All ages.
All right. So we have just some questions about, are you more COVID-19 or are you more coronavirus?
You know, I'll be honest. I've transitioned. Originally, I was Corona, but in the last couple of weeks, I've transitioned to COVID-19.
I feel like it depends on who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm having a more educated conversation, I'm like COVID-19. If I'm like chatting with my friends, it's like the Rona, like whatever. We just name it whatever. So.
Rona.
Well, while this is going on, we have some themed questions because we haven't talked to each other in a long time. So I don't really know what's been going on in your life. Obviously, you're working. You are essential. So
essential, spiritual is counted under essential. So
I don't know if people know this, but I've homeschooled my children, some or all of them. This is the first year I sent my children to school, and then they sent them back home to me. So I'm sorry. Either I made this happen.
Yeah, so we can blame you for all this.
Yeah, or I don't know. We got dealt a bad hand this year. All right, so how are you doing, Walt?
I'm doing good. I heard one leader say that, when you first wake up and you walk out and there's a storm, you're shocked by the storm. But after 30 days of the storm, you wake up and go, oh, it's still storming. So basically just still in the storm, just kind of getting used to the new normal. Fingers crossed that May 1st that South Carolina is going to, be one of the first to secede from the quarantine, and that we would hold true to our rebellious state.
Great. I do not agree with that statement. And that is not something that the Capstone cast endorses. Just want to say that.
That you don't want to be sent out of your house?
I want to be sent out of my house when it is deemed safe to, but I'm not going to just say on this date, it better be done.
We'll see what happens in the next 2 weeks. But I mean, our numbers are going down.
I just don't want to go too soon. I want it to be like the right time.
Right. And see, that's the thing. Like, there's people who are like, man, I'm wearing a mask and gloves and not going outside. And the other people who are just like, man, government's making all this up. China made this in a lab. And, I'm right in the middle.
I feel like I'm in the middle. Like, I feel like I remember the first time that I went to the store, which was 3 weeks ago, I was probably one of the only people that had a mask and gloves on. And now that's more
Wait, you do have a mask and gloves?
I do.
Oh, okay.
When I go, I do. I'm not wearing it at my house.
Well, I'm not wearing a mask when I go out.
I'm wearing a mask when I go out.
So, see, you're more closer to this than me. I'm more middle.
I mean, but I don't have anxiety when I go out.
That's good.
I'm just being smart. I guess I feel like I'm being more the solution and not the problem.
So you're saying I'm
Also,
good?
I have a husband that you are probably a problem, probably, generally speaking. My husband's in healthcare, so
It's true. It's true.
I also feel like I'm protecting other people from germs that I may be a carrier of. Because once we learned that you can have it and have no, you can be like asymptomatic, like especially kids can be asymptomatic. Um, I got that straight from the mouth of a doctor. Like I didn't make that up or get it off of BuzzFeed or anything. I was like, dang, we're all just a bunch of carriers. And so we've been more about we might have it, and we're just going to try to stay away from people. So we haven't seen family anything like we have tried to really follow the rules strictly, no, but not out of the place
no
of fear.
Easter dinner family.
No, we didn't. We did virtual egg hunting scavenger hunt things through Zoom.
Gotcha.
It was very nuts, but my mom was really happy to see everybody.
Yeah, so we did Sunday. We did just us and the boys had Easter. Betsy's first time making a ham, and
Mine too.
so it was just us. But Saturday we kind of broke out and went and did egg hunts. So,
but y'all stayed outside.
yes, that was the deal. Like Betsy was like, "We gotta stay outside. We can't go inside." Da, 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 da. So
It was very. I've heard a lot of people say it was very empowering because like it took Jeff and I forever to like learn that. Not learn, but to understand you could actually take a vacation without your parents there. Because we all just went to vacation together and we do every holiday together. And it was kind of nice because when somebody had a meltdown, it was nice to be in our own home and be like, you go over there and you melt and you rejoin in 10. And they did. And it was nice to not have to just hold it together.
Yeah.
I cooked Easter dinner. I facilitated activities. I did not make a basket because I'll never make a basket or a stocking as well as my mother. And he and my dad dropped baskets off at like 7 a.m.
We don't do baskets. We don't really do anything like I know some people do gifts and all that stuff. Like literally our kids wake up on Easter and it's like the tomb. It's empty. Like there's nothing there.
He's risen. There's your gift.
Yeah.
So I'm doing pretty good too. I got the flu early on in this, and that was a little bit sad. I did a tearful Marco Polo call to my friends, one of whom is your wife, about how I missed my children because I was in my bedroom alone. That was weird.
Well, we know you were delusional because
it was sickness induced. But I would say I'm doing pretty good. It is hard for me to see people that I care about not be okay. That is hard. Like I feel like in my friend groups, we've all kind of taken a different day not feeling good, or like some days some people's anxiety is high and some people they're fine, and it's tough to not be able to help them in a really tangible way of like I've got friends that have little kids, and so what would I normally do? I would go over and I would get their kids for a few hours and give them a break, and I can't do that, and so that has been really tough. Yeah. And I'm even a little leery of like making food and sending it to people.
I was about to ask, have you dropped off any food at anybody's house?
I've done like grocery. Like I went to Walmart, and my parents are in the high risk category in multiple ways. My brother-in-law had cancer several years ago, and so his immune system's still not up. And then my younger sister has a baby, and so I volunteered as tribute and went to Walmart for all of us. And a lady said, "Are you buying the whole store, honey?" And I said, "I'm buying for 3 people who are in high-risk categories, ma'am." And then I want to go, "Why don't anybody love you? Why don't they go to the store for you, ma'am?" I didn't say that.
I am not hoarding. I am distributing. Yeah.
I like flipped my list and was like, "This is my stuff. This is for the 3 other people I'm buying for." So, anyways, I did that. I've done some porch drop-off things. I delivered some eggs to people yesterday for a friend. So.
I delivered olive oil to you.
You did. It was fantastic. Okay. Question number 2. Have you had a breakdown?
Have I had a breakdown?
Yeah.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Darn it. I thought this might be the thing that would get you.
No. My wife has had a breakdown.
Yeah. I've had one. During the flu, I had one.
So, no, I have not had a breakdown. Remember, I'm an 8, so we, live for this kind of rescue, redeem, kind of lead in the chaos.
I know, but I think also you have a heart of stone sometimes, and you sink into that too. Your heart of stone.
It's true. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything. No, I did not.
I'm asking because I know other 8s who have had, I knew that, but I know other 8s who have had a breakdown, so yeah. Good to know.
Can't think of any time that I've had a recent breakdown, so.
Mine was just when I was sick. That was it. I don't think I've had another one since then. And then I cried like on Monday, Thursday. I wouldn't call that a breakdown. It was more of like, while I'm reading the story, I literally can't get through the words. I'm like, huh. And and Anna, my middle daughter, reaches over and she like rubs her arm. She's like, Mom, are you okay? And so I explained what had happened to my friend that was making me very upset. And Beck even had feelings about that, which is like, talk about somebody with no feelings. Wow.
Ta-da.
No feelings. And then as I'm reading what's happening, Anna's like, Mama, why are you still crying? I said, I'm just sad because, like, you know, we live in a fallen world and this is not the way God intended for it to be. And sin it just makes me sad and it feels really heavy right now. And then, of course, Jesus jukes me like she always does because she's our little evangelist. She was like, but Mom, he's risen from the dead. He is waiting for us in heaven. He is preparing a new heaven and a new earth for us. And we're going to be with him one day.
Is that worth crying about?
No, but like I love the end of Lent because I like a set time to just sit and be sad. I love that. It's like my favorite thing about Lent. And I was like, can I just be sad? Like, let me feel my feelings for a minute, and then I'll be back with you rejoicing on Sunday. Okay.
Hey, Lent went sideways. Like, I mean, start of April and it went sideways.
Yeah. All right. What's been your best and worst part to this whole situation?
The best, for me, kind of in the chaos of church and all that we've been doing, and it kind of takes me back to when we started 11 years ago, because basically we're making stuff up as we go, shooting from the hip, Googling stuff, how to live stream, how to get this to work. So I really kind of miss those days sometimes, and a lot, well, you know, but a lot of people know I'm start new things. Like I don't like to get into a rut. And so, so this has kind of been refreshing in one sense. I kind of going, I don't totally not like this because I like just kind of the, again, I like to be in the chaos and in that. So that's kind of been probably my favoriteest part.
My favorite part has been, before all this started, I was very anxious for summer because all of my kids were in school this year. And even though they're all going, I really only have about 2 hours alone by the time I take everybody, drop everybody off, and start picking everybody up again. I only have about 2 hours alone 4 days a week. But I'd really gotten used to that and utilizing it the way that I needed to, whether that be sit down and read for 2 hours or get things done for 2 hours, whatever. And then like, whew, it just got pulled away from me.
The rug was pulled out from under you.
And I was already anxious for summer. And so I felt like, you know, we went to school on a Friday and it felt like by that evening we knew that, sorry, someone's pulling from my house. I'm tracking. Oh, my husband wants to spend our stimulus money on getting trees removed. And I said, brr, no, thank you. That's not fun. We're going to buy something fun.
Hey, that is helping the economy and the guy who's going to cut down your trees.
Well, Jeff's like, just getting a quote doesn't mean we're doing it. He's concerned because we had the crazy weather and we have these 2 big trees in our yard. And he is more worried about them not falling on our house, falling on someone else's house. And we have to take care of that too.
Oh yeah. No, your insurance will cover that.
If the doorbell rings, that's who it is. I'm actually going to just text Jeff and tell him, come get this person. So
that's your good part, that the rug got pulled out from under you?
Well, my good part is it hasn't been as bad as I thought.
Okay.
So that Friday, when we knew we weren't going back to school on the Monday, I was like, time to make a schedule. So, and we didn't have work for a few days, but I used to be a teacher. You see all those shelves back there? We fine. We got plenty to do. Okay. So before we got work packets, I was like, here's your work for today. Here's your work for today. Here's your work for today. We have a routine. I literally was like, day 1, here's our new routine because we don't know when we're going back to school. And it has been great. And it has been a good balance. We'll get into our routines right after this, but the routine has been key. And I'm like, I can do this. And I can find the balance of carving time out for myself, being present with my children, and getting done the things that need to get done. So that's been really nice. And then Jeff has worked a wonky donkey schedule. And so like sometimes he's off for like 5 days in a row. And then sometimes we don't see him for like 3 24-hour periods. We don't see him at all. So,
is that at the doctor's office or at the hospital?
At the hospital. So someone's crying, sorry. So anyways, that's been the best part. Like, I feel like we're in a good routine. I feel good. I don't feel like I'm ready to like kick anybody in the throat every day.
Yeah.
Like, there have been some times where I'm like, if y'all don't get away from me, I'm gonna lose it. But usually right then Jeff comes home and I'm like, I'm going on a walk, bye. And I just take a walk.
Yeah. Catch
Yeah.
them out.
Anyways, all right, what's been your worst part?
The worst part, I think, is just one, not being able to gather everybody on Sunday morning and hanging out. So that, but then also just one word, Dollywood.
Oh,
Like, we had planned this week to go to Dollywood and use our season passes, and that's a no-go. So that's a little bit of that's one of our traditions that we have not been able to do, and so we're a little bummed out by that.
yeah. I think the worst part is not knowing the end and just feeling like we're stalling to make a plan. Because we were going to take a big road trip this summer and we had the money set aside for it. Hallelujah. And I hadn't put any money anywhere. And we've, in my friend group, talked about, some people have thought about going ahead and rebooking trips that have had to get canceled. And I was like, I just don't think I can do it. And still like this, like, I need to wait till we get like a real green light to do it. So I'm a little bit bummed about that. It was going to be a different kind of trip than we've ever taken before, different kind of vacation. And it was going to be really well suited, I think, for our family who doesn't do well just going to the beach and relaxing, because my children don't relax.
Right.
So it was going to be, we were basically going to be somewhere different every day and working our way up to our destination and then take a different route back home. And Jeff had lots of PTO time, so we could probably take like 10 days even. And my parents were going to go. And now that's just all in standstill. And that's kind of bummer. I think that's been hard. I already said this, but I do think the other thing is like not getting to see people we love. Like, my nephew turns 1 next month, and, you know, he's had a lot of firsts in quarantine. My sister has said, you know, the good part about that is she's been home, so she's gotten to see all of it. So that's been great for her. But like, I've had to see it through FaceTime, so that's not fun. And I did stop by their house and do eggs, like deliver eggs to them. And we were far apart from each other. And he reached for me, and I couldn't hold him. And that was really sad. But that's been the worst part, is not being able to go help my friends the way I would just do it. And then missing out on some things, and then just not knowing when this is going to be done to make plans.
Yeah, and the lost season of baseball. So we were supposed to start baseball, and that has not happened. So
I think baseball is really boring, and we should make terrorists watch baseball as a form of punishment.
No. You may not like to watch it, but kids enjoy being outside and having fun and being a team. And
my children are outside being a team right now.
It's my favorite to coach just because you're outside and it's fun. But anyway, yes, I am sad that we are not playing baseball right now.
Again, the Capstone Cast podcast does not endorse that opinion. I'm not talking about it.
Apparently, we have a ticker of the things we don't endorse going across the bottom.
Yeah. What has been your routine? Because you're still working full-time hours.
Nah.
Getting full-time amounts of things done. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So
I don't have a job. So
my newest thing is I wake up and start work at 5 a.m.
Your wife did say that was like, that touched her heart, that you got up and worked before children were up so that you could help her with children. So yes. Big brownie points for that.
Yeah. So I wake up at least to get an hour or 2 hours of work done before anybody gets up. But then also so I can be there, because we took BJ out of daycare. And so when they were doing schoolwork, it was hard, to have a 2-year-old running around and 3 kids do the schoolwork. So I basically run point on daddy daycare and keeping him distracted in the bonus room until at least lunch and dinner time. I mean, lunch and nap time. So
yeah.
So it's kind of been off and on that. And so if Betsy has to go in, I can hang out, or, I can work from home, or, whatever that looks like. But really the first couple weeks, I was burning both candles at both ends. And so we had to figure out a new rhythm. So that was my newest rhythm, is just getting up really, really early.
Do you go to bed really early to offset it? Mm-hmm. Walter, don't come out of this looking worse, please.
No, I am healthy. I am down in my weight. I'm still me and Betsy worked out 6 o'clock in the morning with 9 rounds. We do online 9 rounds. We've done twice this week. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Just got the flu, and then I got an upset stomach, and I just try to put on real pants every week, either wear them for the day or just put them on. And so far, everything fits. In fact, I bought a dress before all this started, and I put it on, and it like didn't move. But then after I had the flu, I put it on, and I was like, look at that! Wow! Hey! My appetite has still not returned. My pre-flu.
All right, well, that is session 1 of our COVID-19 Capstone cast. We actually kept talking for another 20 minutes, so we had to cut it off right there. So I can go ahead and tell you, we go into some more fun conversations. We can get some spiritual stuff. The kids actually end up joining us in the conversation as well. So next week we will show that second part for you guys. So thank you guys for taking part in, again, just some free entertainment. Listen to us catch up and talk about how this is kind of affecting us. And so let us know what you want to hear. Let us know maybe some guests that we could have join us, and we can record that and have you guys be a part of this. So again, interaction is needed. So this is Walt Tanner, and for Sarah Ellen, we will catch you later.